My body completely fell apart at 42. I was diagnosed with premature ovarian failure. I couldn't sleep. I had no energy. I was this dietitian eating so healthfully, exercising. My health was completely crumbling. And after having my own struggles and having so many clients struggle with the same approach, a whole new idea of looking at the body and diving deeper into how our bodies actually regulate our health, our weight, our hormones, and all the things. Hey, welcome back to my channel. If the math isn't mathing, it's not you. For years, I followed this idea that all I had to do was eat X amount of calories and eat this much protein, and this is the body that I was going to achieve. Reductionistic, mechanical model pushed by the fitness industry where all you need to do is eat X amount of calories and track your protein and lift heavy and walk 10,000 steps. And it doesn't mean that calorie deficits don't work, but the body is dynamic and we are much more than just this mechanical, chemical nature. My body giving out on me by the time I was 42, under eating, not even significantly, just slightly, over exercising, really trying to control how my body looked, but not from a place of love, from a place of shame, which is what the fitness industry really promotes and where a lot of women are when they are going on a journey to transform their body. It really keeps us in this vicious cycle of spinning our wheels because the idea that we can control our body this simply is just absolute bullshit. I was introduced to something called Lifewave, which are phototherapy patches, and they use a light technology. And the woman who introduced me, I trusted her and I decided to try them even though I was like, this isn't going to work because my doctor's already told me per my ultrasound that my ovaries are dead and I had been through 10 years of infertility. Within 3 months of wearing these patches, my energy came back, my recovery, my sleep improved, and my period came back. Because not only did my period come back, but it was consistent then for the last, and it has been for the last 2 years, despite being in my mid-40s. And I even got pregnant. I ended up having a miscarriage, but this really sprung me forward into understanding the light and electric nature of the body and how our body and our cells communicate through light, voltage, and frequency. Our mitochondria are not just calorie calculators, but they're tiny batteries that read light, stress, and emotion. And so my body wasn't broken, it was just depleted. And I see this all the time with women. And my metabolism wasn't even necessarily slow, it was just protective. It had just dimmed down all the systems and foundation of fear that I had always been operating from. And when I shifted this and continue to work on shifting this to a place of love and gratitude, my body started to respond. And so this brings me into this whole concept of the electric body. There's an incredible book called Electric Health, Electric Body by Eileen McCusnick. She really goes deep into our body of light and how the body isn't just mechanical, it's energetic. In fact, your fascia conducts electricity faster than your nerves do. And your gut microbiome is actually electrical fermentation that produces neurotransmitters. This communicates with your hormones, whether it's GLP-1 or progesterone or estrogen, and even our thoughts and emotions shape our biology through these electrical signals. So food and movement matter, but the energy and intention behind the decisions we make also matter. And so does light, love, safety, and self-trust. And when we start to shift to transforming from that foundation versus fear and shame, the body responds. And to give you an example of why it's not just calories and metabolism, I have a client and she has the highest metabolism I have ever measured. I utilize a doubly labeled water test, which is a home kit by Chlorify, and it tells me exactly what somebody's metabolism is. And she was really weight loss resistant. So we wanted to see, does she have a low metabolism? No, her metabolism was 3,000 calories a day and she was not losing weight on 1,500. But why? Because she was in a constant state of stress and fear. Her body was inflamed. She had years of gut issues, hormonal issues. And so her body was basically in a defense mode, and pulling energy was just causing more stress on the body. So we shifted to focusing on improving her gut health, her mineral balance, getting proper amounts of movement and nervous system regulation. We started to see her weight trend down and she's losing about a pound a week while her energy is raising amazing. And she's feeling better and better through the process. And this isn't because we pushed harder. It's because we figured out what her body needed in order to start seeing results. And she also implemented a tuning fork meditation a couple days a week because that helps with releasing. Sometimes we have energy blocks and heaviness, our experiences and from trauma and from our beliefs that need to be released. And so our body really does transform, but we have to look at the whole person. And when we try to force the body through control, shame, or fear, it will tighten or protect itself. But when we approach the body from a place of love and partnership, this is when our bodies transform, because our bodies don't need more force. And as women, I have a daughter and I want to model for her a new relationship with her body that most of us didn't have modeled. And so here's an idea for you. I would love you to try a mindful gratitude practice to implement. It's really, really simple, but it's something that you can start today. This involves really pausing before your next meal and having some awareness and intention and mindfulness and taking a slow, deep breath. I like the 3-7-8, which is in for 3, hold for 7, out for 8, and you can have your hand on your heart and bring in a feeling of gratitude. Gratitude for the food, for the light that grew the food, and for the body that will receive this nourishment. We have become so disconnected from our food and our bodies, and this process of wellness should be a reconnection to those things, because emotions and love and appreciation, they don't just feel good. They literally change your physiology. They shift your nervous system out of stress. And everybody's talking about cortisol and weight gain. It's about changing our state, changing our physiology, and it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as really just getting into that emotion and reconnecting. And this is what partnering with your body looks like when you're looking to transform your health. This is how we start to rewire the metabolism. I want to connect with you. So at your next meal, and you can even do this with the family, is bring gratitude to the table. Notice how your body responds when you eat with love instead of fear. If this message resonates, I am going to be talking more and more about the light and electric nature of the body, how to balance your hormones, release weight, restore your energy, improve your sleep, and also talk about different really cool things in the integrative and functional world around food and health. Really how to live in harmony with your electric body, because when we reconnect with that current, that's where our power lies. That's where our metabolism, our mood, and our magic, it comes back online. We are so much more than building muscle and counting macros and hitting a certain amount of protein. And I was listening to a YouTube channel where a woman implemented all of these tactics that these fitfluencers say, oh, this is going to give you your dream body. And for 6 months, she followed this religiously. And at the end of 6 months, she had changed, I think it was like 1 pound in weight and body composition. I just want to tell you that there is nothing wrong with you if your body isn't responding the way that you have been led to believe by diet and fitness culture, because we are a complex ecosystem and we need everything in alignment, not only what we do, but how we feel and what we focus on. And the other thing that's really important to understand is that we all have a natural, healthy set point range that our body will strive to maintain. And when we're in that range, then we feel good. We feel good in our body and our body responds. But when we're trying to push ourselves and our body through force and through chronic restriction or crazy diet protocols, thinking that this is somehow going to transform our body into this cultural ideal, it's just a bunch of bullshit. Your body does want to work with you, and the foundation of that really needs to start with with a place of love and connection, not shame and fear and self-loathing. And so I hope this video helped. And if you'd like to hear more, I will be bringing in more content about the light and electric nature of the body and food and emotions, really just tips and ideas on how to truly transform your health and reach your personal ideal weight from a place of love and gratitude versus just the struggle and shame. And I look forward to connecting with you next time.